cool.
And recording is started. Welcome back to the second session of The Heart of the Tower. We're gonna get right into it. I do have a map that I'm keeping track of where our little band of miscreants, let's say, are going through down below ground just to figure out where they can go, where they've been, and perhaps any locations of any havens that they may find along the way of going down to the center of the heart. Currently, the sort of most recent area that's been explored is a series of tunnels. There has been a lake that was passed with sort of green foliage growing about. Bees seem to be flying in and out of tunnels, collecting pollen. Fairly harmless. So the current set goal is find your way to Derelictus, which is one of the first towns in Heart. Heading further down, the tunnels shift from sort of muddy, fleshy bits to more metal, sort of like as like a sort of walkways with bits of tree roots that are coming from up above, piercing the earth. And there is branching pathways going from right to left, even some that go up and above and go before going back down below, just like as though something were digging these, some sort of animal. But since this is the first time you two have joined us, I would like introductions from your characters, if you will.
I am Ashon Snow. My background, I have awakened from a very long dream and find it difficult to keep myself tethered. I seem now perhaps enamored with the rot and decay of the world around me, hoping that I can find my way back to a dream. I walk around with a goat because when I was dreaming, I always had splendid horns that spired towards the sky, and I deeply long to get back to that.
Gotta ask, what's the goat's name? If you know, otherwise you can tell us later.
I will tell you later. I didn't think about the goat name.
All right. I'm playing Akura, who used to be a beautiful courtesan, and he's in fact a dark elf, but also a breath stealer. So basically, the way I picture him is being sociable, unassuming, and if people let their guard down, he's able to steal some of their life energy and remain young and beautiful. And yeah, it's a bit of a sneakier character, I assume.
The goat's name is Vero.
Yeah. I think Vero every so often leads dealing pretty well for being a goat underground. Every so often, probably stares down a tunnel, ears flicking towards it before moving along with you. How are you finding your way through these tunnels? Who is taking lead?
I think I do. In fact, because I'm used to navigating in dark corners. I do have candles with me, but they aren't that bright. But I've got good eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to light my brazier if you need additional light.
Alakora, I would like a hunt roll from you as you are taking points, trying to find your way through these tunnels. With your candles and Ashen Snow's help, you can get a second light die. Is there any
All
other
right.
questions you would like to ask me?
What do we know of this town?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any, signs, symbols that might mark the way we could
Mm-hmm.
discover? And if there aren't, by knowledge about the town, we could infer where it might be depending on what the town is about.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, I'll roll, and that's a 5.
That is a 5. You get your hunt token and you believe. Yeah, you get your hunt token, and I believe you encounter something terrible. In terms of Derelictus, it's typically a very easy place to get to. It is technically, for most people, it's you're not into the heart proper until you get to Derelictus, because it is sort of the place where people from Spire go down to and don't feel like they are in danger from the heart. There's a lot of trade back and forth. It's probably a little bit more accurate to call it a city in its own right than a town. However, it's not as big as Spire is, so that's why it gets the label of town. In terms of signs, there is, like, into the walls, just like these little, lack of a better term, cards. They're not like paper cards, but rather like wooden, like rectangles that have been sort of placed into the earth, sort of like as like sort of a signpost to like help you go down. And I think just following around, it seems like most people shouldn't be able to get lost in here in these tunnels. And then counting the placement, one of the cards seems to be a little bit oddly shaped than compared to the rest. Like as though part of it was cracked in sort of a triangle shaped pattern. The edges are jagged.
Is the placard or sign still legible?
And it's still legible as like there is like further signs. It's just more or less of like these are about like every 40 feet, like there is like a new sign just to make sure like you don't go wandering off and down to another tunnel. So like this would be like 80 feet until like there is another like normal sign. And then there's signs of like of a tunnel that is under a different sign that seems to be like freshly dug. And Pharaoh keeps on bleeding and being more and more stubborn as to going down these tunnels.
It's okay. Calm down. Akora, do you think perhaps the new tunnel is a shortcut?
Well, I think that might be just the case.
I can send Vero down to explore first. If he doesn't come back, then it must be a trap.
Oh, so you're not that attached to a goat then?
It is a tether. I can always find another.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. On Snow, this sounds like a hunt roll of sending Vero down the tunnel. Current question is this a shortcut? Any other questions you would like to ask?
If it's, is it trapped? Or is it safe?
All right. 2 light dice because Vero counts as equipment.
Six. I'm sorry, I said it was a 6.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, didn't know if you heard me that. I said it really well.
Yeah, I think you send Vero down, and goats are amble climbers. They doesn't take them too much issue going down. And then a few minutes pass. You don't hear anything. And then you hear bleeding of Vero, who comes running back. And Vero goats are generally, they get into like a little bit of mud and whatnot, so they're not the cleanest of animals, but like Vero is now like just covered in like looks like bird shit and feathers, like pretty long feathers, probably about one that is like as long as Vero's legs. So the short answer is no, this is not a shortcut, and yes, it is technically trapped. Probably by some sort of bird or what have you.
Well, I think we may have mistaken something's home for a shortcut, and would be best to avoid that particular path.
Mm-hmm.
I do my best to clean off Vero.
Mm-hmm.
He seems terribly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, Vero is shaking. Whatever was down there probably almost ate him. How much do you two in fiction know about the heart?
I think I've heard legends, but I haven't been too far down.
Mm.
And I mean, I suppose as a courtesan, you spend time with many people who can tell you stories. So, yeah, I might know a bit more.
Mhm.
I would say that Ash on Snow is a bit more familiar, having
Mhm.
traversed these tunnels before. Again, constantly searching for a way to get back to dreaming,
Mhm.
and looking for the right person or the right item, and
Yep.
I'll go anywhere to find it.
Yeah. There is, technically speaking, a species of owls that do live in the heart. I'm not sure if you would know their technical name, because that's not my business to name monsters. Yeah, but they are known for burrowing and not particularly the most violent of creatures. They get a little bit more dangerous when you accidentally come across one of their hives, which seems to be what Vero may have stumbled upon. The Nico Dimere. Hmm.
It's a Secret Dim reference. Just thought of the great owl in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Nicodemi.
Nicodemi. Hmm. Maybe. But eventually you do find your path out of these tunnels and make your way down to Derelictus, the city between. And I have a bit of an image for it. I will paste into the Discord. You are coming through from way up above, like at a cliff where there are stairs into the wall heading downward, but you could see just the tops of rooftops. There are lanterns aglow. The city seems to be much brighter than the the previous tunnels that you have explored. There is chatter, and there is a ring of the bells denoting the time as sometime mid-afternoon. There is probably a more specific technically term. I need to read it up on that, but we're not going to worry about that for now. But you've achieved your set goal. And I think this brings to the new set goal. Find out rumors about various landmarks within the heart. Yeah.
Akora. No, I'm sorry, Chaotic?
Go ahead.
Oh. You seem much more adept at perhaps discussing things with people. I'm much more comfortable conversing with the dead or the sleeping. So, is there perhaps a tavern? Have you heard tell of any in your profession?
There's more than just one, actually. Maybe there's even a place where both of us might find what we are looking for. And I assume there's like a necropolis, something like that. And maybe there's some graves and next to it or on top, you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
this sounds like a hunt roll. Relevant skills.
I think as soon as I encounter an official of the city, I will praise them and flatter them and try to get on their good side so they can tell me exactly where we want to go.
Okay.
So flattery would be the skill.
Yeah, right. That'll be 2 light dice. We're gonna, as I look up some. Yeah.
That's
Just
a
looking
4.
up. 4. I think you are asking around, and you do come across what appears to be this drow who is wearing really much nicer like attire than everyone else. People are wearing practical attire, sort of overalls or just plain shirts and pants. There is she's wearing a very nice, beautiful dress, not too opulent that it would be destroyed if it got dirty, but enough to like distinguish her. And she is asking around as well as just like looking for a guide for down below. But oh, but as you're saying, well, probably I was just like maybe we could help each other because I do know stuff around, but I would like to know things. Well, I'm not sure about graves or whatnot, but I do know that that if you travel around in the circle, you probably would find any sort of place of importance around here. I know that the tracks, as it were, used to connect to connect to the train to up above, but then it has been cordoned off in recent years. But you seem like capable. I'm I'm actually looking to guides to help us explore down below. I'm just I'm just there is so much to be learned down there, and there's all sorts of creatures I really would like some help tracking down.
Well, I think you've met just the right people. So what's your name?
My name is Insuins Grindle, and I will copy and paste that over because I am
Grindle.
yes, I'm not particularly good at pronunciating names, especially ones in heart because they are really unusual.
So it looks like insouciance Grindle. Okay.
Insouciance Grindle.
Insouciance, you seem to be dressed rather impractically. What is your line of work? Interest in creatures does not necessarily lend itself to, well, pompous dresses.
Well, normally I'm a patron of the arts. I pay people to paint magnificent pieces, and I do trade those artworks for money. I know it, technically speaking, it used to be my father's business rather, and now it's passed down to me because he's not been seen for several months now. But we're not going to be worrying about that. You get the feeling that she's not here to like explore the heart for like any sort of knowledge purposes, but rather she's looking for her father.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up on the subtext.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're certainly welcome to accompany us
Mm-hmm.
on our travels. But first, I must gather some more information here in town.
Well, I'll be staying at this, and she gives you a name of like of an inn that she's staying at.
Is there a tavern there?
Yes, they do serve food and other refreshments there.
I would like to look for, while it may not necessarily be connected by the tracks, due to the falling apart of the system, I would like to look for some sort of ancient or old symbols that could help us on our journey, and I'm going to look for that in any sort of gravesite or abandoned place.
Yeah. Yes, the track system, like technically speaking, it's not a particularly well traveled type of place. Because like again, it's a little bit hard because like there's like debris that's been tossed down there, but it does like go throughout the entirety of Derelictus. Uh, just a bit of free information. Derelictus was meant to be a train station, but since the train did not work out, it got abandoned and taken over and been made into a place where people could live. This is going to be a hunt roll for looking for symbols, old things. One light die for asking questions. Any relevant skills or pieces of equipment?
Either burials or desecration.
I'll take desecration.
Okay.
2 light dice.
Light 6.
Light 6. I do owe a little bit of a complication from earlier, but the light 6 does give you a little bit of a benefit of seeing it before encountering it. Because of your nature, you know when you can spot a corpse very easily. They're sort of tossed haphazardly, like a place where you throw out people that you do not want to bury. You put them along the tracks. And there is a particular body that has been stabbed through multiple times with various knives and blades, sort of covered in them.
Fresh?
Fresh, seems like. But it's a little bit odd because it does not seem to be. It doesn't seem that this was a place was the initial stabbing because there's not really any blood on the ground around the body.
Akora, are you with me?
If you want me to, otherwise I would have let you go on your own. What do you think is more interesting?
I don't. As much as backup would be delightful, I don't believe you're the type to go trampling through desecrated burial sites.
Yeah, I think I'd rather went to the inn or some similar establishment.
I searched the body to see if I can figure out if there was any sort of motivation or if this was just wanton murder.
Excellent, excellent.
Also for loot.
Yeah. As you reach down to the body to try to see if like it has any wanton loot, I'm not gonna allow you to make the hunt roll because the body's not gonna let you steal from it. Sort of like one of the knives gets pulled out and goes forward to like stab you instead as the body just sort of lurches up, the expression of dead eyes at you. And I'm gonna have you make a weak point, roll a weak point, and say how you're vulnerable because this is gonna be a combat.
My weak point is 4.
4. How are you vulnerable?
I am vulnerable because I am accustomed to trusting the dead for what they are.
Mm-hmm. That is fair. Roll combat 1. This is because it is technically by itself. Endurance 6. So not too bad.
Two.
2.
Vero is spazzing.
Yeah. We're gonna come back to that. Akora, where did you head off to? To the tavern, yes?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just looking for any tavern, and now since our new friend named one in particular, I thought, why not check it out?
It's a fairly nice place. Closer speaking to a hotel rather than tavern, which just speaks to the wealth of this effectively aristocrat.
Perfect.
I will note that you have a few different hunt tokens currently in your pockets, so you could spend those for, I don't know, picking up a wayward items such as silverware that probably is made of silver or what have you if you want to.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, maybe even someone is so enamored they give me a gift.
Mm.
So I'm
Or
spending both tokens.
or just of just a deposit from your new patron.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get 2 gold.
All right.
Ash and Snow, what does this first round of combat look like?
Ash on Snow leans forward to inspect the body, and we hear tentative bleats that become kind of insistent from Vero, like meh, meh, meh. And I'm kind of used to Vero just spouting nonsense and not doing what he's supposed to be doing. So I lean forward and I am grabbed by the collar as this knife comes swinging towards me. Rather shocked by this again, because I'm used to the dead being dead unless, I've made sure they're otherwise. So in order to avoid this, I say that I think that the knife would swing towards my chest and hit my ringmail shirt, be met with ringmail.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this being draws another blade out of them, and the sort of blades that still stick in them sort of vibrate with intensity. Make your second combat roll if you want to continue.
Yeah, I do.
That will
2
be
dice, yes.
2 dark dice.
It's a 5.
Still not your weak point, though.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I take the knives that clanged off of my chainmail because I was taken aback. I'm not using my own weapon, which I probably should have, and thrust downward, realizing that how absolutely futile that is. This thing is clearly not to be defeated by knives all through its body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Contrasting the scene of just violence, Aruka, your patron does offer to pay for a room for the night, just to offer some amount of hospitality. Oddly nice, considering where you're going down is probably not a very nice place.
Well, that's just more cause to enjoy the night, because when's the next time we're gonna have a really nice bed and proper dinner and drink, and so it's a very stark contrast, I suppose, to Ash and Snow scene.
Mm-hmm. Ash and Snow, would you like to continue this combat?
Oh man, go big or go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to continue the combat.
3 dark dice.
Oh, do I have to mark another thing or take a ruin for that second attack?
No. So far, you
Okay.
have not taken any ruin because it has not hit your weak point of 4.
Oh, that's right. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's go 3 dark. Come on. Big bucks, no 4s. That's a dark 6.
Is
And no weak point.
Yeah, no weak point. Total 9. It does beat the endurance of 6. I suppose the question I have to ask is, how do you make sure that the corpse cannot continue swinging the blades at you?
I use my brazier I suddenly realized that I have weaponry other than using its own weapons against it. And I take my brazier and I swing and smash the hands both to just mush so that all of the bones are broken and they would be unable to grasp any weaponry to stab me with.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think they're trying to like pull out the blades, just trying to like get them in the hands, and it's a really not a great attempt because the hands have been just sort of destroyed. They can't grasp any, and the blades sort of as they just sort of one by one are just being dropped out of this corpse. And when the final blade drops out, the corpse is just a silent corpse again and just falls over, motionless. The blade's still vibrating.
Am I allowed to take a blade?
This will be a risk roll to take the blade.
Well, if I'm allowed to, but it's a risk roll.
Mhm.
Let me think if I have any relevant skills for this. Well, I do have it's just completely desecration. I would like actually to perhaps use abandonment. I am unaccustomed to things being left behind. I tend to cherish most
Mhm.
personal belongings and found things.
Yes. Yeah, I can. You can roll a gold 6 to like loot the corpse, but touching the blades is the dangerous aspect. So
Okay. All right, so I'll roll the gold 6 first.
Mhm.
I found no money,
You found no money.
no loot.
Yeah, they took everything of value from it. But they did take the blades. That in itself is important information.
Yes, it is.
Do you want to take a blade?
Yes.
Okay. Me and Michael get to say what can go wrong.
I mean, as you described, the corpse has been pierced by more than just one blade, right?
Yeah, I would say about like a dozen different blades.
I mean, that's just how the blades like it. So you are compelled to do the same with your body.
Mm-hmm. They're probably unbeknownst to Ash on Snow. This is a very common tactic for murderers' blades. They like to gather, they like to form a cult so that they can continue to murder and kill. And you'll, because you are, well, what was it? A grave sleeper. You have a little bit of a benefit of not immediately being such like a corpse as this one. You have a little bit more mobility, and you get to kill more people than this corpse did.
Do we have the equivalent of devil's bargains?
Yes. You get your first light die from abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
Devil's bargains.
Can you tell us something about your drive?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to erase the literal sins on my back.
What does literal mean in this context?
When I came back from the dreaming, I was scarred with everything I had ever done wrong on my back. And my
Mm.
goal is to atone and have those removed, either through magical means or by righting a wrong.
An evil devil's bargain for me first. No matter what, while you are examining these blades, probably picking one up, Vera will be taken.
I'm sure in this world there's a way to bring him back from the dead, you know, maybe changed a bit.
I didn't say Vera was gonna die. I just say Vera was taken. Those are two different things.
That's true, that's true. I'm gonna say no matter what, your sins will manifest on other parts of your body, like on your forehead, maybe.
I love Akora's Devil's Bargain.
Mm-hmm. That'll be 2 light dice. I'm gonna say that the murderous blades, picking up a murderous blade is inherently dangerous, so that'll be a dark die.
Okay. Light 5?
Light 5. You do as you intend. You only pick up 1. And the sort of murderous intent is emanating from this blade. You can just feel it sort of just ooze within you. And while you don't necessarily have to stick it in your own flesh, you do have to stick it in someone else's. I want you to take the condition, a murderer's blade, and to clear it, you would have to kill someone with this blade. Unless you want to try a reroll to get a 6.
No, I'm down to kill someone.
Yeah, and you could also put in found equipment this blade as well. So
just to contrast this, I think there's also a montage of Akura having a bubble bath, chatting with people, drinking, having just an amazing time.
I know who I'm sticking the blade in.
And people we do have burdens of 1 to meet, so I would recommend Ashton Snow spending your HUD token right now to find a piece of gold.
Yes, I will be.
As we're entering the end of our session today. And with that sort of decent progress into heart, we will say goodbye for now. Until next time.